What's up people, Psypher here. Now in this video I'm going to categorize all the heroes into 4 tiers. The art is all on my opinion though. This isn't like an official list. Just in my opinion, I'm going to categorize all these heroes into 4 tiers. Being top tier, next from top tier, average tier, and absolutely rubbish tier. Or just rubbish tier. Yeah. Right, let's get to it. So let's start with the rubbish tiers. There is only a couple of these really, and this is one for example, Solaris. He isn't exactly the greatest. He's got very low percentage buffs and his skills aren't great. Next up is Alvinus. This dude again, useless. He's supposed to up your crit chance, like that was sort of the introduction to the skills through this dude and such, but his percentage ratios are so low that others can better it. Therefore, if you're working on the other one and you've got him to a good degree, this dude's useless. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the lower tier for now, purely because it just doesn't seem to work as well as I want it to. I would stick it in the average, but because it's not working as well as I wanted it to, it's just nah. Yes, you know she was going to be in the bottom one. Yes, she's a broken character from what I can gather, so it's not really worth investing in something that doesn't really work, and that's specifically because of this skill right here. It seems to work on a timeout within the battle that's not there, so technically it doesn't work. This dude was blatantly going to be at the bottom as well. Yeah, it was obvious. Now, this is a Predator Enhancer. Predators they haven't had enough put to them. It looks like they're being buffed sort of over the current times, like in terms of troops being buffed and such. It seems like they're focusing on the Predators now. If you look at all the new heroes that are being released, there's a lot of Predator buff coming through. This was the first one though, and he's just useless. Right, let's get to the next tier, which is the average tier. These aren't the best, but they ain't the worst. Therefore, let's go. Praetes is a good example of this, yeah? His percentage ratios are rubbish because he's a blue character, so it's not exactly, you're not exactly going to get anything major out of him. However, he will help or complement a deployment if you're focusing on certain things, like damage suppression. The last of the blue characters, Omnius. Yes, this is by far the best of the blue characters. He has 2 brilliant skills. Okay, that, as I said, blue character percentages aren't going to be as great, so you're not having great percentages in terms of its actual what is buffing in the deployment, but it will slow down like Praetes does, and as well as that, it also has the first Iron Will. So in all fairness, that's really good. 52% damage reduction. Tycho is a average one in my opinion. He's got a brilliant skill in terms of the slowdown part. He's an epic character, therefore you're getting more of a percentage in terms of the suppressive fire, and your percentages in terms of on the actual deployment side are better than the blue characters, so you are getting pretty good buffs in there. But Tycho buffs Predator, and he's a Predator focused dude, and all he really has about him is that slowdown factor, so he's average. Another average one, but at the same time, Kaelo, I believe I said it right. Ooh. His skills are brilliant. It's just he's an epic character, so you're only getting so much out of his percentage buffs. You would really have to armor him up with blessings and stuff like that in order for him to actually be somewhat viable with percentages and such. Okay, so some people might tell me off for putting this dude in average, but in all fairness, out of the rebound lot now, he is the average one, or he is an average one. Don't get me wrong, he's brilliant, like in terms of the way he does things and his skills. Yeah, he has good buffs and he has good skills, but they're only epics, so they only go so far. They can't exactly go too much against a legendary, and if they do, yeah, they're given rebound, but still the hero is not fighting well in terms of the battle. It's just dying and then giving some rebound. I consider this a useless rebound dude, but at the same time he has a damage deduction, does he not? Yeah, he can deduct damage by 31%, so he does have somewhat useful skills. However, I just don't vibe him. I don't feel him. Like, his percentages in this side, everything about him seems to be average in my opinion. This dude took a little while to be released, even though like we kind of saw that he was there from the beginning. So finally he got released, and when he did, he's average. His skills are okay. He's got brilliant sort of dreadnought capabilities. Yeah, if you put him into a deployment of dreadnought, he's really going to be adding to the percentages and such. And therefore, if you armor and bless him, oh my word, you could create some crazy buffs for the dreadnought. But one, he's doing dreadnought attack, which is completely useless. And his skills only really amount up to so much. Yeah, so he could work in a dreadnought deployment, but many other deployments he probably wouldn't be useful in. So average. This dude, I'm going to say for now, he's average. I like to think that he's not, and he's going to climb this tier. But right now, I think I'm just going to stick to he's average. Yeah? Hey, look, another average one. I just personally think, yeah, he's got some good buffs to him. One good buff to him at least. Yeah? And then one good skill to him. But even then, the skill is only Vengeful Wrath 3, and if you're comparing it to others, the Sanguiner will basically outdo him because he's Vengeful Wrath 4. So he's average. Sicarius could be good in deployments. He does work very well in attacking deployments. Don't get me wrong on that. But really, as an independent hero himself, he can't really lead a march, I don't think. I think he's always going to be the complement to a deployment, more so than, look at me, I am the deployment. You know, he is average. Another one I might get told off for, but average. Yeah, he's got Iron Will, which is outstanding. It's brilliant. And he does up the right things in terms of Dreadnought's HP, you know. But still, Predator attack, and he's just standard. It's got the Indomitable defense and the Tactical Expert, which is just average. So when I see stuff like this, to me, it's just a complement to deployment rather than an actual deployment. Yeah, average. I'm placing Cantor into average tier right now. He could be better, but I don't know. I've got him where he is right now, and in all fairness, there are better. Telion right now is already, you know, if you're looking for crit, that is. So he's already, there's other heroes out there that already sort of better him in terms of the skills he has. Average. Okay, on to the next tier we go. This is tier 2. So the second from top tier. What I'm going to call the next best tier. And we're going to start that off with an epic character. It is Vex. Yeah, any dodge character is really going to be more than average, because that is the dodge skill itself really does help in terms of a deployment, especially an attacking deployment, also a defending deployment. But the dodge mechanic added to a hero already gives them that extra advantage. One of my favorite characters of the epic lot is a Dreamus. This dude has actually got a lot of potential, but not spoken about a lot. Now, he's got Vengeful Wrath, so he speeds up. He's got Iron Will, so he damage decrease. And he's got Combat Medic, which also gives further damage reduction. So he really reduces a lot of damage, slows down. He's good for defending deployments, but also he could be used nicely in attacking deployments. Another dodge one, but Cordus has crit to him as well, so I really like that. I love the crit function, because if you can use it right or utilize it right, it will hit heavy. So Cordus is brilliant to stick in any deployment, especially attacking, because you're adding the crit potential, but the crit damage potential, not crit chance. Okay, so you're gaining 78% extra damage onto the crit, which is awesome. And then you've got dodge. Harold is a brilliant one. I think he's got a huge potential. Right now, I'm going to put him in next best tier. But to be honest, I think he could actually reach top tier. He's got counter attack. He's got crit. And he's a legend. So he's bringing you the top of the percentages. And when it comes to the crit, he's giving you some major crit. On a counter attack. Oh my word. Now I'm putting her into next best tier purely because of her rebound deduction. What is it called? Shield of Faith. Rebound damage taken reduced by up to 50%. That in itself puts her in the next best tier because she can really help in a deployment just to get rid of some of that rebound that you know is going to hit you. Lazarus, definitely a brilliant dodge character. Any dodge character, brilliant. Lazarus actually gives you the, unlike Cordus and Vex, he's giving you legendary dodge. So he's giving you a higher percentage ratio of the dodge. He has some good buffs on him as well in terms of the percentage and for the deployment. I honestly think this dude could become top tier as well. He's got 2 amazing skills. It's just he's kind of a predator dude. So again, that's probably his flaw for now. Predators might get a buff and all of a sudden become OP, and then he is going to literally become top tier. He has dodge, he has sweeping advance, so he can attack twice in your attack phase, which is amazing. Again, a brilliant character, pretty much top of the next best tier in that sense. He's close to a top tier himself. Some people will say he's top tier, but because he's more of a defense bound character, well, actually, nah, he can be used in an attack. He's all around crazy good. See, I think Avar deserves to sit in the next best more so than Ragnar does. Ragnar's probably verging of going into the top tier. However, Avar, his counter attack alone gives him that stance of being in next best. Counter attack is a brilliant skill, and his percentage buffs are outstanding. So he does really work well if you can actually get him maxed up. The Inquisitor that was released on Halloween, yeah, she is brilliant, but not, I don't think, top tier. I love the fact that she's got 2 of the best skills in the game, which is Iron Will 3, brilliant for damage reduction, and suppressive fire. Yes to Ulrich. Ulrich has dodge dampen. So just like when I say that anything with dodge has to be in next best tier, if not top tier, dodge dampen is the same. Yeah. Now Ulrich isn't as good as the other dodge damper purely because he's focusing on zealous assault. So he's trying to dampen the dodge and then trying to increase the damage you're giving. So here's the next one, and I'm probably going to get told off by a lot of people for putting this in the next best tier. Dodge dampen, Iron Will. Not only that, Vanguard veteran attack. He's just got a lot of percentage buffs to him. He's brilliant. My favorite character in the game by far. It is definitely a next best tier. I don't think that he would be considered OP. Yeah, he is definitely strong, but any legend when they get up to star 7, 6, 7, they're all OP. So this, as much as he is, yeah, a very strong character, and I love him in terms of his percentage ratios and his skills. He's got double attack, he's got increase of speed, so I'm really happy with that, and it helps in an attacking deployment. Another brilliant character right here, arguably between next best tier and top tier. He's got mark target, he's got counter attack, and he buffs up the whirlwinds in such a great way. The reason I put this dude into next best tier is not only is he obviously legendary character giving you Primaris and Vanguard buffs, which is outstanding. His skills aren't perfect, like amazing, you know, but recently we've been getting him in the scan enough to say that most people will have this dude nearly maxed. Yeah, so therefore because of that, most of you are going to have very good Nyals. They're worth putting in deployments. It's going to be a next best tier dude. Right, Castor, the only one I'm going to put in terms of epics or anything below legend in the top tier. This dude, I'm in the top, this is the top tier now, sorry. And the first one of the top tiers I'm saying is this epic dude right here. Yes, he's epic, but at the same time, in comparison to all the other epics in blues, this dude is the OP one. He has rebound and he has dodge. Scary, scary, scary stuff. Everybody has Irinica, therefore she is top tier. She has dodge, she has zealous assault, dangerous stuff. She has some brilliant actual percentage buffs for the deployment. Definitely OP. Most people will have her maxed as well. So my favorite of all the rebound heroes. Lysander's my favorite counter attack. Now, Garadon's my favorite rebound hero. Definitely set up for defense. This dude is the defender. So he is an OP defender, really. That's what I'm saying. So he sits at the top tier with the rest of them, and he defends like a boss. Shrike has dodge and mark target, which is like Zealous Assault. So he's kind of like Arenica. The fact that he's got such great percentage buffs, he's a legend character, and he has those skills, it's definitely top tier. Course Sorrow. Now this dude is top tier because he has two crazy skills. Dodge, which is obviously bad enough, but Orbital Disruption, which is basically is a stunner. It disables the opponent's army for a second, which can be devastating. So because of that, top tier. Telion, definitely a top tier character right here. This dude has speed up. He has speed your deployments up while slowing your opponent down, and he has crit. Legend character made for any deployment. Top tier. The Sanguiner is pretty much the strongest in the game, just because he's got a level 4 skill, and his percentage buffs are brilliant. So by far the best in the game. So by far the strongest in the game, and definitely top tier. And last but not least, the final OP one and the final character of all of them, we've gone through every single one here, is Khalgar. Definitely top tier. This dude is insanely powerful. He beefs up dreadnoughts, and he beefs up the right parts of dreadnoughts, you know. And as well as that, all units attack. Everything's buffed in the right way you want it. As well as that, Tactical Expert, let's increase some damage. There's a 30% chance to increase the damage further, and it can go up to 78%. And Orbital Disruption, he can then just disable you for a second while he's just mullering everything. So this dude is top tier. So I hope that's helped people kind of gather what heroes do what and why I think they go where. So thank you very much for watching the video. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment if you'd like to. It's much appreciated if you do. Bless up.